In the book Breath by James Nestor, he investigates why 65% of people in the Western world have crooked teeth and smaller jaws. We often give braces, teeth extraction, or jaw surgery to create room in the mouth to fit all the teeth. It's a commonly held belief that this is due to genetics, but he explains that it doesn't really make sense because our ancestors all had straight teeth. They never needed braces or teeth extraction. They had mouths wide enough to fit all of our teeth. And human beings are mammals, and there are over 5,000 other mammals on the planet, but we're yet to find any that have chronically crooked teeth. So he looked back at recent history to investigate why have our jaws shrunk and our teeth become crooked. In the 16 and 1700s, thousands of people in London were getting a disease where their bones became deformed. It was so common throughout the country that it was known as the English disease around the world. It would later become known as rickets, which we call it today. So the king blamed it on Britain's climate, but the weather was dull and dreary as always. What had changed was the English diet. In the industrial age, it was the first time where people could eat completely processed diets. Technological advances in processing food meant that germ and bran were removed from wheat to create flour, and meat, fruit and veg were all processed and canned to be able to extend their shelf life and make it more accessible to the public. The processing of food also removed vitamins and minerals, and it was found that the removal of vitamin D was the key cause of rickets. People can also get vitamin D from sunlight, but at the time London was very smoggy, and what little sunlight there was unable to penetrate through to people's skin. So in the late 1800s, vitamin D supplements were given to replace what was removed from the processing of foods, and it effectively cured rickets. But this didn't stop people's mouths from getting smaller, and their crooked teeth continued. And it's still a problem today around the world. It was found globally that societies that had replaced their traditional diet with modern processed foods had 10 times more cavities, crooked teeth, and obstructed airways. Our ancestors all had straight teeth because they were continuously chewing, and it was this continuous chewing that allowed their mouth, teeth, jawline and face bones to grow stronger. Because the processing of food made it softer, our jaws have gradually evolved to become smaller, because we don't require jaws that are large and strong to be able to chew a lot. Like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. Also, because our ancestors lived on foods that meant they were chewing more, they were naturally breathing through their nose more. The soft processed foods, which meant we chewed less, also gave us obstructed airways, which meant that we were more prone to mouth breathing. And mouth breathing also contributes to having a weaker jaw. So I'll talk more about nose and mouth breathing in my first video, so there'll be a link up top if you want to check that out. The two things that we can do about this today are chewing and mewing. So he advises people to chew more. The book recommends including rougher and rawer foods into our diet, but whatever we're eating, we're meant to chew it around 30 times to make sure it digests properly. So I know myself, I used to chew like 3 times a bite. I've been working on slowing down how quickly I eat by chewing more. So mewing is a technique invented by the orthodontist John Mew, and it involves flattening your tongue out against the roof of your mouth. Over time, it's meant to expand your mouth, realign your teeth, and define your jawline. So the point of mewing is, instead of procedures trying to change your teeth to be able to fit into your mouth, mewing changes your mouth to be able to fit all of your teeth. To get your tongue properly on the roof of your mouth, say words like ring or ack, and you'll find that the back of your tongue will go to the top of your mouth. Then do a tongue suction hold, where you suck out the air that's between the top of your mouth and your tongue. And in the suction hold, this bottom part of your jaw will come up. This should cause your tongue to stick to the top of your mouth and not move, even when you swallow. Ideally, the tongue should cover as much surface area on the roof of the mouth as possible. For me, I'm planning on just keeping it as my resting position for the rest of my life. He emphasises that this technique can work for anyone, but works more effectively in children because their bones haven't finished forming yet. In fully grown adults, any considerable change will likely take years without any sort of procedural intervention. That was a few points which he mentions in the book. Check out my first video if you want to know what he actually says about breathing, or if you want to get the book for yourself. I'll put an affiliate link in the description below. So if you liked the video, thank you very much. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you know someone that might like this video, feel free to share it with them. Otherwise, have fun breathing.